Welcome everyone to the AMA. Here I am, Litecoin leader, and with my special guest, DiviDaddy. Divi is running, as it is. Joanna, how you doing? Let's see. I don't know how many people we have in here, but I'm looking forward to all the questions. And Patrick, while we get the first couple of questions going, what are your thoughts on Divi this week?
I am very, very happy with the project. I'm very thankful for the community that's involved. And the price, I don't even know what it is anymore because it's in price discovery. So I don't even know what the price of Divi is at any point anymore. We're at 15.8 cents.
Yeah, so
Pretty
we
happy
cannot
today.
reveal anything details, but we can tell you. My hair is fizzing. Whatever. We can tell you that there's going to be information released Friday night at what they call the Friday Night Live at 5, which is 5 p.m. West Pacific Standard Time, which is 8 o'clock Eastern. But I know that things are going to be leaking out. Follow Nick on Twitter. Nick tends to drop clues, as does Josh or Zoe. Follow the Divi team on the Divi project on Twitter. But a lot of information is going to come out in the next 48 hours. That's going to let everybody know what the buzz is about. And what do you think that's going to do to the price, Patrick? Do you think it's going to head up after the news or down?
I'm under really strict, I guess is the way you say it, conditions with some of the information that I know from being involved with the project. So what I can tell you is I will repeat what Nick has been telling us for a while now. If you guys listen to Live at 5 last Friday, or last Live at 5 last Friday, last month, you will have heard him talk about many things. Everything from we've got a telecom deal that's looking like it's coming through. We've got Russell, who is the CFO for Divi, just posted on LinkedIn about an hour and a half ago saying, hey, we've got some major in like caps news coming tonight. So based on what they're saying, I'm saying the same thing. I think that this project has very strong fundamentals. They put the client and the customer and the user experience first. That really is their guiding mission, and they make super comfortable, sweatshirts and hoodies. I love this hoodie; it's so soft. So this project is going lots of places, in my opinion. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, is it time to get out?" I don't think you guys have been listening. If you guys think this is a time to get out.
Now, I don't mean to put Patrick on the DiviDaddy on the spot. I'm trying to use DiviDaddy here, but you can say Jeff or Litecoin leader. Doesn't matter to me. But this is. I'm not under the tight lips or tight the NDA that Patrick's with this project, so I can speak freely. I don't know anything in particular, but I believe that this project is heading in the right direction. But there is the old adage of sell the news, buy the rumor, sell the news, and we're about to get news. So there is that a little bit of concern that you might think that we might see a momentary drop in price, but overall the trend is certainly upwards. The news is going to has to be positive. There's so much energy that's on this project right now that things are heading in the right direction. And again, to put it in a couple of analogies here, I got in Project Theta 3 years ago, and I had to wait a long time for watch it as 10 or 15 cents languish there forever. And all of a sudden it's $15. And it sounds like, it's kind of like when you were the startup company, it's like quiet, boom. You never know when the boom is going to come, but you know it's going to come because you believe in the project. It's just a matter of time. So Theta took 2 or 3 years. Divi is pretty much on that phase right now. We don't know. I mean, I'm seeing people say $1, $2, $3 numbers thrown about, which sounds crazy, but I did the math at $3. And if Divi got to $3, obviously that would put it in, I think it's like the $8 billion. Maybe I would put it in about like the coin number 28 right now. But if Divi is $3, the rest of the market's going up too. So that line, it used to be, it was like you could get into the top 100 under $1 billion project. That's no longer the case. You have to be over $1 billion. So more projects, more strength as the entire market goes up. We have not seen an altcoins movement just yet. Some of them hopping. I'm sorry. We see a lot of pop-ups as far as they go, like this project or that project moons out of nowhere, but it seems to be Divi's turn, and Divi's moving up, and there's nothing wrong with taking some of like the profits. I mean, this is, and it's a project that affords you revenue because they give you the staking rewards, and you can take those staking rewards and not lose your, like, it's kind of like having your principal and like you like your interest. You can spend your interest but never touch the principal. That's kind of like the old if you have like a
Man,
family
you bought
trust.
the house, you already paid for the house. Now you just collect the rent every month. Do whatever you want with the money every month. Just don't sell your damn house.
Yeah,
Good for it.
exactly.
Takes your money.
But there's nothing wrong with taking 10% off the top or some kind of number off that off the top and just taking a little bit of profits. I mean, if you got in at under 2 cents and you were one of the early ones and now it's 10 to 15 cents, I mean, selling 10% is not a bad thing at all, or taking some of, like, it's, you enjoy the profit. And then now you're really like, you're basically taking your original money out and you're just, the rest is just running for free. So there's nothing wrong. And then you have that working capital to put into something else or reinvest it however you see fit.
I could see that. However, I come from a very different position, right? Because in my position, I have not looked at every single coin in the market. And Divi may not be, coin number 50, but I can tell you, I am very happy today with the rewards it has produced, even being whatever coin number it happens to be. Today it's like 180. I still hold my Divi in higher value than a lot of other tokens because it gives me the ability to earn. And to me, I'm not giving up that property. I might use the rewards every month from what I make to diversify in other assets, but I'm not selling my Divi. I'm not
Yeah.
selling my node. That stuff makes me money. It makes me Divi.
Yeah. Anytime you decide to sell, it's a matter of like, it's either a need or a want. Like, I want to be in this project or I need to pay something off. I can understand those two categories completely, and I would not begrudge you doing that whatsoever. But if you're selling just to like put cash on the side, what project are you going to put that money into that's going to earn better than 18 to 24% on a project like Divi? I mean, that's the question you need to answer. If you think you have a project like that, by all means, have at it. And the money is only for investment purposes. But if you need to spend the money, sure. I mean, selling when a project is high makes a lot of sense. Air Jammer, I see your comment there about Divi pays out dividends. Divi pays out rewards, and it's either for masternode rewards or for staking rewards. And it's roughly 20%, give or take a few percent, based on however you're staking it, or if you have a masternode. But right now, because of the tokenomics right now are such that there's fewer stakers than there are in masternodes. So staking is actually paying better now. That could change in a moment's notice. If someone takes a diamond node and unstakes it, or like decompiles it, I don't know what do you call it, like when you tear it down?
Dismantle the node.
Okay, so when you dismantle a master node and they decide to stake that would be 10 million Divi that moves from master node situation to a staking, and it changes categories, and that could change the tokenomics, and because it's a fixed reward to each category. And if they change how many coins are in each category, you could change how much you get from each category.
Yeah, and if you're paying attention to the tokenomics, you'd understand that staking is by far the route to go right now. For you listening here, if you've got a master node, and it doesn't really matter what node it is, even a diamond, staking is earning more than a diamond master node. So I would dismantle and fully stake 100% of the time, because master nodes, even if you're running a diamond node or a copper, costs you money every month to run that master node. You pay a PayPal subscription, where if you're on staking alone, you don't pay any money for a subscription, but you do have to keep your node or your wallet active and synced all times. So at the end of the day, the 20% is actually pretty low. That's if you're in a master node. The staking rewards are going to be the way of the future, if I had to give my guess, because the masternode structure is brilliant and it works really well, but it's unnecessary now that they've released staking vaults. So now you can stake Divi on your phone at any time. You don't even need a laptop anymore. Who needs a masternode when you can earn on whatever you have?
Right, exactly. And again, this is the typical time to say none of this is financial advice. This is just two guys talking on the internet, sharing a conversation with the people that are in chat room. And please feel free to post whatever questions you have about Divi, about other coins, about projects, about Bitcoin, about the market in general, or about things beyond the crypto market. I'm perfectly happy to answer those questions, and Patrick can chime in too. That's
Yeah,
part of
well,
it
it's not financial advice. I still stake my reputation on it. Staking earns you more than your master nodes. That's
too.
a fact. It's because of the math. That's true. Sorry, guys, if you're running master nodes, you didn't know that. Staking earns you more than master nodes. Today, right now, as we're having this discussion.
So I see an interesting question coming in from Alan. How you doing, Alan? Question: putting some data points together on a potential Divi deal is a deal with a telecoms company in is a deal with a telecoms company in Africa and using the staking rewards to provide like 1 billion customers. I'm trying to understand the question.
I think the question is the deal with a telecom company in Africa,
Oh,
and is it giving staking rewards like to 1 billion customers? I'm sorry, I can't speak about it. What I do know, I'm not able to talk about, but what I can tell you is what has been released by Nick, the CEO of Divi at Last Live at 5, which is a telecom deal, is going to be imminent and is going to more than likely subsidize their structure for their users, their clients, the people that have these phones. They're going to subsidize the payment structure by running Divi behind the scenes. So I don't know that anything has been confirmed as to who it is and how big they are or when it's coming, but I do know that it's imminent, just like the fiat on ramp and off ramp. We expect that to be happening at the end of this year, maybe beginning of January.
I know that, and I appreciate you sharing what you can share and what you can't share. I completely respect as well. I know that they were just in Dubai at a conference, but I see a lot of activity with the Divi project. They're based in Costa Rica. There's a lot of activity in Latin America. Rumor has it they're in Europe now, based on
Well,
the
wallets just released in Europe. We know that
Okay.
the wallets have now just released in Europe, and that's not a small deal either.
No, but my question was, I haven't heard Africa mentioned much. Is that on? Do you know if that is in the visibility of the team, or is there anything that you can comment on the continent of Africa being part of Divi at any
I
point?
haven't seen anything that publicly that said anything about Africa. I'm really not so much interested in the telecom deal as much as I am in this major news that's coming tomorrow, because I can only focus on one thing, at a time. And right now, it's just like Divi at 15 cents, and then saying now there's some big news on top of it. Like, I don't really know what the reaction is going to be and what the potential for Divi is. People keep asking, what do you think Divi is going to go to? I don't really know. We're in price discovery. Can anyone really tell you what Divi is going to tomorrow?
Yeah, actually, I did a video. I did a video today about where I saw Divi, and it looked like if it was wave 3. I don't know if I've got that image or not, but let me see if I can rustle it up. But anyway, if you went to my video from 6 p.m. earlier today, it showed that if doing Elliott wave theory, it showed that 14 cents was basically the target of wave 3, and we touched 14 cents, and now but normally on a wave 3 you'd have a 50% pullback from there. From I think it was like from like 8 cents to 14 cents, so it would come down to like a 10 or 11 and then head up to around 15 or 16. But I don't necessarily say that that's what the charting and the theory would say, but that's only one data point. As I said in the video, it's like you have other factors like what's going on with the news, like things are being released now. There's a lot of momentum. There's upward sales pressure, there's upward price pressure, because not many people are selling because they're waiting for this news thinking that the price is going to go up. So when there's no one selling, the price has to go up because you're trying to shake people out and say, hey, can you sell at 16? Can you sell at 17? Is somebody going to sell me some Divi?
That's a lot of Divi people, they're diamond hands. They're not selling. They like the structure that produces revenue every single month. I mean, gosh, right now it's like $65 worth of Divi every time you get a staking reward, or maybe it's a masternode. But nonetheless, 450 times 15 cents. You guys, it's like, who's gonna give that up? Why would you ever give up one Divi? unless you are at a position where you want to maybe pay off high interest debt and then have more money to be able to invest every month in crypto. I get if it's part of your strategy for freedom and financial freedom. That's what it really comes down to. That's why I'm in crypto, is about financial freedom. It's about being able to do what I need to do for my family without permission from anybody. And everyone has a different path to financial freedom.
Hey, look at this. I figured this out. Hi, I can actually put questions on the screen. Isn't that cool? Question comes in from John. How you doing, John? Thanks for coming out to Myrtle Beach, by the way. We really appreciated that.
Yeah.
That was cool. So, and lovely to meet your wife as well. Are there level of reward rates in staking Divi according to the number you hold, like there is with Masternode, Gold, Diamond, etc.? Patrick, DiviDaddy?
No, there is not levels of reward rates. You either get a Divi Masternode payout reward, which is at 450, or you either get a staking reward, which is at 380. The frequency of those rewards depends on what masternode level you're running or how much Divi you are staking. If you're staking 10,000 Divi, which is the minimum, you're going to get a payout of 380 less frequently than if you're staking 10 million Divi.
Yeah, it's basically a pool and it's a share. So you think of like you have, if there's a million Divi in the pool and you own 100, then you get 100 over 1 million of the rewards over time. Just I think stochastically is the term that they use, but on average, that was how. What?
Statistocally.
Okay, whatever the word is, that sounds like a made-up word, but okay, all right. So we spent about 15 minutes so far on this, which is great, but I want to give some other questions on here. Maybe another project. I know we love Divi today.
Can I give a shout out? We
Yeah.
have one of my favorite people in the house, Renita. Renita is one of those people who, I won't say much more than this, but she is like the kind of person who really encourages you to follow like what you believe is right. When I started getting into Divi, Renita was talking to her husband, and like I said, I won't say much, but it was just so funny to watch them have a conversation about what Divi is doing. And he has no clue, like he doesn't care. He's just so happy that Renita's just doing so well. And Renita's just winning every day, helping people get into Divi, helping people with Bitcoin starter packs. If you guys haven't had a chance to follow Renita and you need a way to start, I highly recommend her. Just talk to her. She's just such a great human to talk to. And her husband, Steve, is the guy that I love having drinks with. So, hi, Renita. Good to see you.
Hey, Renita. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, we're all excited about Divi. We're all excited about the news. A lot of us are going to be at a Bitcoin Ben event next month in January. So, as a matter of fact, we could possibly give a teaser, right? So in January,
let's answer one more Divi question before we do that.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Go ahead, do it. Do it.
All night.
Do it. You're all excited. Go ahead, do it.
What other Divi question is there? Let's see one. When staking on mobile app, are you penalized your monthly reward if you unstake your Divi? No. Divi is always staked. As soon as your reward comes in, it's automatically restaked. So when you make Divi, it's your Divi. I will note that when you run a masternode, when you are staking in the mobile app, you're going to pay an amount of Divi or dollars worth every month based on the tier that you fall in and how much you're staking. Pro tip, if you stake on your laptop, it's free.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, so you do have to, sometimes you have to comparison shop between the features of the mobile wallet versus the desktop wallet.
And again, all of this changes every day. If everyone in the Divi community saw this video and said staking is more profitable, I'm going to stake everything. Well, guess what? Yeah. Masternodes are all of a sudden going to become profitable because there's not a lot of people running masternodes. So in the current Divi structure, that's how it's set up.
One question though, one for the clarification, do you need to be running the laptop 24/7 connected to the internet, or is the mobile allow you to do it in cloud for staking?
Mobile has the staking vaults that I was talking about that they just released, and that's one of the coolest things that's happening with Divi. It's actually amazing technology that's not happening. Like I said, there's lots of coins, but not all of them are created equal. Divi's got some substance, like real meat behind what they're doing. They've got super intelligent people in the project, and they're good humans. You know, They're just not assholes. They're just good people who want to do the nice thing for the community. And I respect that about them a lot. I met them personally and I like them all personally.
I will say this on that in the same vein. I've met the Divi team. They are a great bunch of guys, and they're all been guys that I met so far. That's why I can say that.
And Zoe, the marketing director, man, that girl is a firecracker. She is so smart and never backs down. I mean, they've got everything but up to go to. That's it.
All right. Hold on one second. Okay. Sorry. Just one of our buddies is reading.
Upcoming news, in my opinion. No, it's not just by the news. It's major, to quote their CFO.
Yeah. Okay. So, what else was I going to say? Yeah. So you need to be mindful of what you have to run as far as if it's live or not. But I think that when you're talking about the team, the Divi's got a great team. That's where I was. But I think that a wise man's recently told both DiviDaddy and myself is that I think half the battle is the personalities. Then the people that you're investing in a project, you're investing in the people. And that's like what, we both DiviDaddy and myself really appreciate you guys stopping by here tonight, because it's not just about the information, it's about the source. So we really appreciate you guys trusting us as one of your sources. And we know we're not your only source, but we're really happy to be sharing what we know. And we know that we don't know everything, but we will gladly share what we do know. And we'll tell you when we don't know something, but that's who we are. We're very transparent, and we have big things coming next year, which Patrick is dying to tell you about. So go ahead, DiviDaddy, and go ahead and drop a little hint of what's to come in 2022.
In January, Litecoin Leader and I are going to work on a project. It's a confidential project dealing with crypto. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a way for you guys to connect with us and get what we know, get the information we know. What are the new coins, how to buy them, how to hold them, what are the top picks, what is out there in the news, what are the safety risks, what are the ways that we use crypto. So we're going to be launching a private group for our subscribers only. We'll have the website. And are we able to share the name of the group yet?
I think you pretty much did, so go ahead.
It's called Crypto Confidential. The website and everything that come with it is all under production right now. But at the end of the day, we hope to have the ability to pre-sale for everything before the event. We do have a price structure set up. It's going to be a huge price discount for people who sign up early at the Bitcoin Ben event. And if they can't be at the Bitcoin Ben event, if it's one of you guys here and you're not going to come, that's totally fine too. Connect with us, because if you're in our group, the idea is we're developing a community of people who think alike, who have the same goals, have the same ambitions, understand a common basic understanding where, like, for example, if you can't agree with this one statement, then you shouldn't be part of this group. The dollar is garbage. If you don't agree with that statement, keep moving on. You're not going to like anything we have to say. But for the rest of you that want that more personal touch, you want that what is the real stuff that we are investing in that we are not willing to say is financial advice, because we don't give financial advice. We just tell you what we do. You want to know what we're really doing, when we're really doing it, and when we think projects are hot and when we think they're not, there's going to be a way for you to get part of our group. It's not going to be cheap, because we don't want people that are here just to ride a profit or ride a coin. We want people who think like us. But we were going to give a special rate, especially at the Bitcoin Ben event. We are going to have an affiliate program. So as our group grows, we allow people to help out with it as well and make money when we make money. But at the end of the day, we've decided to move away from like the more personal consulting methodology and really cast a wider net to help more people with the basics and real specifics, how to buy this coin, what our projection is, what we think is going to happen, how to store the coin, what do we do when we need to borrow against it to buy a car, who's a CPA we recommend, what attorney should you use, what is happening with this legal structure and the new stimulus bill that's coming forward, how does that impact this. We're going to have attorneys writing, we're going to have CPAs, we're going to have people that are well respected in the community contributing to our newsletter. And if you want in, it's the way in to get our information. If you want to know what we know, that's how it works.
Yeah, and we're constantly looking for ways to leverage our time because I mean, we literally could work 24/7 because we have that much demand. We really could, but we don't want to do that. So we're trying to
No.
work smarter than harder, and we're like a newsletter, even with some videos and a monthly way of contacting and a forum for discussion where we drop by that as well, but also a community for everyone to communicate and talk about and maybe bubble up questions or even new products to review is a way to go. And I think that for the price point's going to be affordable on an annual basis for sure. I think you're going to be impressed with the content. It's not just going to be DiviDaddy and myself. It's going to be other people contributing. As DiviDaddy said, there's going to be legal. There's going to be CPA type information. There's going to be security information, and we're going to have guest writers. I mean, we're talking several pages of like, it's not going to be like a magazine, but it's going to be lots of content that you're going to be pretty well impressed with when our debut. I think the debut art monthly. It's going to be monthly. It's going to debut in February. So up until that point, there's going to be discounts to join it, and then the price is just going to be the price, and then there's going to be. It's going to evolve from there, but everything in crypto evolves. But this is
and there's more to it too. I mean, it's not just about what we know; it's about what we're going to do together. You know, for example, last time we went out with a group of people and we got to go shooting together, and it was really fun. We're going to do fun stuff together in the communities where the people who are members live. I wouldn't call it like a Bitcoin branches event, but it'll be for the people who are part of our masterminds group and who want to be part of that. We'll offer concierge service. We'll figure out ways to meet the needs of the community in a more nimble fashion. So if the community needs X information, we're going to deliver it. If they need X service, we're going to find a way to provide it. And that's going to be the thing. We're just going to be the people that you can go to get honest information, and we're going to put ourselves out there for you guys.
And again, just to reiterate what I said a couple hours ago on my earlier video, we're all about win-wins. We want to help the clients. We succeed when you guys succeed. That's how we structure everything. We're not here just to sell a newsletter. We're here to see you succeed, and we all benefit together. That's the whole point of this, because we work with we want people to succeed. That's the part, and then that fosters a relationship with all of us in the community that we all want and need, frankly, right now, so that we all win together. So that's what we're working towards. So this is just a vehicle that heads us in that direction.
Speaking of winning together, I think we should answer some questions, because this isn't Ask Me Anything. I see quite a few of them. I'll let you control it.
Yeah, we got 3 questions in here that I want to make sure we get back to. So first one is from Airjammer88. Question on crypto. Will crypto crash when there's a stock crash or economic recession? So I'll take this one a little bit, and I'll let I know you think no. I have been talking to people outside of the tight crypto circle, like Economic Ninja, which I hope you saw that interview earlier this week. That was really cool. So, and I've talked to, I'm reaching out to a few other people from the Mark Moss event and other people, but there are some people that are thinking that there's cycles, and they believe that there's cycles and things go upturn, downturn, but I think they're missing the point that this is a better form of money. This is money and currency and wealth protection all wrapped up into one, not just in Bitcoin, but also the other projects, the other platforms that I typically recommend and was part of all Coinopoly, like Theta, Zill, Atom, Dot, all those types of coins, where there are platforms you can build upon. And I know we have a Theta question coming up, but I think that blockchain is revolutionary technology, and Bitcoin was the first killer app on that blockchain technology. And it's just, if you listen to Michael Saylor's interview that he did with Tucker Carlson, I'm only halfway through it because I just had so much going on today, but this is a really revolutionary of what it is. It's just, and Michael Saylor also says this, the way you make 100 times your money is that you're one of the first 1% there when the other 99% of the world hasn't caught up yet. And I think that number is maybe like 10 and 90, but you get the effect. We are the early adopters because we see the value here for people, economies, humanity. And we need something that's trustless, that we can rely upon. And it's not the current economic system, and it's not any economic system that's ever existed before, because it's all been unraveled in the past because people get greedy. And people mess it up, and they just print things to inflation and they blow it up. So this is the only thing that's going to prevent inflation because there's a limited supply of these coins. Patrick, it'd be your turn to chime in now. I spoke.
No, I mean, I guess in my opinion, there is going to be market dynamics and the basic like economic principles of supply and demand. My belief is, again, the dollar is garbage.
Mhm.
They can't keep printing this much money, and then you're going to give $475,000 or $450,000 to someone who crossed the border who's not even a citizen, has never paid into this economy. I don't understand how you can do that.
Well,
There's just no way that you can print this much money and expect Bitcoin to crash.
Well, there's spin doctoring as much as
hate the dollar. They don't want the dollar. Why the hell would anyone want the dollar?
No, and I've said this before, like the world reserve currency is not the common currency in the world anymore. The SWIFT system is not the dominant system, and the dollar is not the dominant currency in the SWIFT system. It's the euro. So people, our number one export in the United States is inflation, because we push dollars out because people have to buy them to buy our stuff back, and they have to use dollars to buy oil and other things because it's a petrodollar. That's going away.
The effects yet. We haven't seen the effects yet. You know, you got Joe Biden telling you, hey guys, we're going to lease X number of barrels of oil. Like, dude, you already leased, 20% of it, 40% of it a while ago, and you expect this to be 1 day's worth of oil? Yay, good job. No, dollar sucks. Anyone who has listened to us in the last year, not financial advice, has gotten their money out of the dollar because it's garbage. It is shit. Why do you want to keep these dollars in your house? Why do you care if your house is worth $1 million? Take the $1 million out, put it into something that's going to pay your mortgage plus some every month. I mean, I'm done playing the game. The dollar is garbage. There's no way that when the dollar crashes significantly, crypto follows percent for percent.
I agree with that.
It is the hedge against inflation. It is the hedge against printing money. No.
The only need for the dollar is to pay your monthly bills. That's the only real need for, because they haven't adopted that currency yet. But there's more and more mechanisms, and that'll be part of what we do in Crypto Confidential, is how do you live off of crypto and get away from things? And how do you reprogram your mind to not look at the price of Bitcoin in US dollars, or look at altcoins in terms of Bitcoin? That's step one. You always have to look at the terms of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the apex predator. It is the best poker player in the tournament, and you're sitting next to him, and you have to beat him. The only reason that you invest, the only reason you put money somewhere else is if you think you can beat Bitcoin. If you think it's Theta, think it's Zill, Polkadot, that's the game you're playing. It's not against the US dollar. The US dollar is the guy that's going in on the first hand with a 2 and a 7 in poker, and he's not going to last very long. So that's another question.
There is some math here. And the math says dollar is shit. It's going to make your crypto worth more because it takes more dollars to buy that Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not going from 50 to 20 just because a gallon of milk costs $5. Bitcoin's going to 100 before it goes to 20.
Yeah, and I think the only thing that's going to pull it back, but I think there's going to be some psychological effects at 100,000 because the way humans are.
Just like happening in a year and a half.
They FOMO in when they get to an all-time high. That we see that with almost every coin. We see it with Divi now. People are wanting to jumping in now when we've been saying this is a great project. You might, not financial advice, but if you want to be in Divi, it's on sale. They don't buy it when it's on sale. They want to see it when it goes crazy. So speaking of other projects that have gone crazy in the last couple of years, Theta with Theta Fuel, and now the new coin TDrop. So my thoughts on Theta and Theta Fuel. I love Theta, and I think it's a great project. I think Theta Fuel is cheap relative to Theta. I think that there's some videos out there. I think I've shared them, but some people have done for some ratio calculations and said Theta Fuel, for the returns and the staking that you get, Theta Fuel should be about 1/7. It should be 7 Theta Fuel for every Theta. So if Theta is $7, Theta Fuel should be $1. So if you look at the prices right now, you can see that Theta Fuel is on sale compared to Theta. Again, stop looking at things in terms of dollars. Look at relative prices. We have two things that you can compare right next to each other. It's just like gold and silver. You can just compare them in a vacuum of one to another. And just like if you're getting more than 30 pieces of silver for every ounce of gold, you should be getting silver. If you're getting less, you should be doing the reverse.
And if you want T-drop, you better be running a node. Because if you're not running a Guardian node and you're not running an Edge node, then you're not getting no T-drop.
So for those of you who weren't around the early days of, I'm sorry, Pat, go ahead, Dip.
You just want to make sure it's always active and on, because it's going to be a ratio of how much Theta you've been staking in your wallet.
Correct. And we don't know what the drop is going to be just yet, or what it's going to be valued. But for those of you who weren't around in the early days of Theta, we got Theta and we had no idea there was going to be another coin. So Theta Fuel was announced that they were adding a second coin, and they were airdropped to us. And the airdrop is just like, it's basically a gift. They gave us 5 Theta Fuel for every Theta that we owned. And we had no idea what it was worth. And it was worth far less than a penny when they airdropped it, because we had no idea what it's worth. And they started to trade it. They were trying to figure out what the price was. And it languished below a penny for a long time. And then people started to see that they're building an ecosystem and so on and so on. And now Theta Fuel peaked with around 60 some cents. And now it's down into the 30s. But people were airdropped this. I mean, people had thousands of Theta, and they were basically given tens of thousands of Theta Fuel for free. So imagine having 10,000 quarters for free. I mean, that's basically what happened with Theta Fuel. The same thing could happen for T-drop. So that's what you need to look at. Don't worry what the price is now. Don't worry what the application is. It's a gift. Take the gift, follow the directions to get the gift, and then see where it goes down the line.
Rita, sorry. Her husband's name is not Steve. That's just another friend of mine that's older that I respect. It's Jerry. Of course I love Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry, you're right. You're right.
That
Okay.
farmer.
Of course she's right.
You're
married to him.
Renita, I'm sorry. Tell Jerry I still love him no matter what his name is.
All right, well, one more question to catch up on, and I'll start looking for the new one. So Sharon had a question. Where do I find information to hand out to individuals like explain the Lightning Network and how Visa is on the Lightning Network? I had an individual tell me that Visa goes to an IP address. Now this one's confusing to me. So Lightning Network gets thrown around a lot. Lightning Network is a layer 2 solution on Bitcoin, and it also involves Litecoin as well. And then Bitcoin Cash, I believe, is also on it too. And it's basically a faster transaction. Some people have asked me, how do I get a node for Lightning Network? I don't believe you can personally own a Lightning Network. Can you?
You can own a Lightning node, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I own the Lightning node. So Lightning node really runs on top of the Bitcoin network. I guess we'll get back to the question. How do you find out information to explain Lightning Network and how Visa is on the Lightning Network? I don't know how the Visa is integrated with Lightning Network, and I don't know that there's any specific publication on that, but I don't know why that's important. Who cares about Visa? Screw Visa. Why do you need Visa? Find solutions that utilize your crypto. I wouldn't bother explaining, anyone who's worried about Visa, in my opinion, is the kind of person that doesn't understand why the dollar is garbage. And therefore, they're asking the wrong question. But I don't know that there's any information or publications on Lightning Network and how Visa uses the Lightning Network necessarily.
Yeah, I think I'll let Sharon expand upon her question for a follow-up later on. But I think that this may kind of go back to Visa.
She said the Litecoin card is a Visa card. She said.
Okay.
I'm not really sure what the question is, I guess.
All right. So I know that Visa and MasterCard both invested in the crypto projects because they're trying to survive. And I think that we could very well see some questions about adoption, like how are we ever going to see businesses taking Bitcoin and Litecoin, or we. My answer to that is that we're probably never going to see the first adoption, because it's going to be buried inside of credit cards, which we already have, because you're using the credit card network, using the infrastructure that's there. The next level is you replace the infrastructure, which is that when you swipe your credit card now today, you have no idea what happens between that swipe and then approve reads out in a couple seconds. But
well, you know you pay a fee for using that Visa logo, that's for sure, and it's a whole hell of a lot more than you'd pay in Litecoin or Divi.
Agreed, but what I'm saying is that, but you could see, rather than having them changing the point of sale devices, that the network behind them could be adopting crypto to lower those fees and getting away from the hefty fees that Visa and MasterCard cost everybody for 3 to 4% for point of sale transactions.
Yeah,
So you could,
they'll probably there's going to be a lot of companies that will start using crypto and blockchain infrastructure to complete their transactions, but they won't tell the end user that. It's kind of like Cash App. They accepted, let you buy crypto forever, but you couldn't move crypto. You couldn't transact in crypto in Cash App. They were buying Bitcoin for you. You had no Bitcoin. You still
right.
don't have Bitcoin.
Yeah.
The
And I,
idea is they're going to try to piggyback on the system because it's a better way for them to make their profit. It increases their profit margin when they start using crypto because it's more expensive to use the Swift network and it takes longer.
yeah, I think that, a lot needs to be unpacked with Light Network and what Visa is going to do. But I think that everybody's wondering how this is going to be adopted for the infrastructure. It's going to take time, but a lot of it's going to go behind the scenes. A lot of it's going to be in the card network, and a lot of it's not going to be, the average user won't see it. They won't see it. Like you still use a card, and if something is cheaper for a business to use, they will head towards efficiency. So if they, rather than using a Visa network, if they're going to use a Lightning network, it only costs them 1% or 0.5% versus 3% for a Visa, they will migrate to that because that saves them a lot. So I would think that an online merchant, I don't know if it will be Amazon or a competitor, would be one of the first ones that would sort of head in that direction. That's where I'd first start to see it. All right, next question. John asked you, that was a good question, by the way. So these are all good questions. So I appreciate them. Thank you for helping us to have a conversation tonight. John, another question. Question on Cardano on this cycle, time to switch horses, or we should go back, or this one coming back to the pack soon.
Well, wait, can I step back real quick?
Yeah.
Mr. Schultz says other YouTubers give out this info for free. I don't get why anyone would pay for this. That's why you're not going to make money. Because at the end of the day, you think that you know better than everybody else. And Mr. Schultz, I'm telling you, there's no way you know more than my friend Jeff. And there's no way you know more than both of us combined. And there's no way that you know better than the entire collective group as a whole. We're not saying that we know everything. We're saying we're going to provide opportunities. And people like you, I don't care to have in my group. So, Mr. Schultz, you're not welcome. It's very simple. I don't want to work with them.
No, and you do need to change your mentality of, like, I remember when I got into real estate, just an analogy here. I saw the hard money loans. I'm like, why would I ever pay 10% for a loan when I know that I can get a mortgage for 4 or 5 back in those days? I learned it's a different kind of money, a different kind of thing. And when you get yourself educated, you learn that time is money. And what I'm doing and what Crypto Confidential is going to do and what Litecoin Leader does is you trade money for time. I make your life easier because I do you see a 20-minute video on a coin where I've reviewed it. You have no idea the hours that I put in to make that video. Like, I've done the research.
I've got clients who beg me to pay me. Like, they are begging me, let me pay you. And I'm like, nah, we're good because I've been working on this cool thing. And this guy, Bill, it's like, dude, you don't see the value because you don't even understand your asshole from your mouth. There's a difference between value and what the person who just heard on Coinbase is regurgitating on Twitter. We're telling you about projects, about Divi, that I've hooked up. Every one of my clients that I've hooked up bought Divi under 5.5 cents, 6.5 cents. They've all doubled and tripled their money and made 30% along the way. So you're telling me this guy thinks that he knows what value is? I think that those people, to me, are just like, it's like, man, I love Joanna. I love the way that, Bitcoin Bandicoot's in here. Jess, you're just the one calling it out. It's like, these people are not the people we care about going on the road trip with. Leave him alone. Let him go. Don't give a shit.
And I don't disagree with anything that DiviDaddy is saying. This is why he doesn't have a YouTube channel. But hey, I agree with his
point. I'm here to
point.
make money. I am wanting to make money so I can enjoy fancy stuff with my wife and kids and provide for them and do whatever the hell I want. But I'm not here trying to make Bill happy or any Karen happy. I don't really care what you think. If you want to know what I think, subscribe. You don't want to know what I think, go somewhere else. Have fun. I hope it does well for you, but I just don't want to deal with your headache.
Yeah.
There are people that we will say we don't want to be part of a group with. And I want to be clear about that. There are people we'll say, no, we're not going to work with you.
And I value the people that actually turn things down. I've seen many people that they'll take any customer. I'm like, that is a bad strategy because there's a lot of people have different versions of the 80-20 rule. One of mine is that 20% of your clients can take up 80% of your time. And those are clients you really don't want to have, or at least you want to migrate away from, because again, time is money. And if 20% of your clients are taking up 80% of your time, that's not efficiency. You need
Yeah,
to
but the
work.
thing is, I care about everyone 100%. So if I want to give them 100% of my time, I can't do that for everybody. I just can't. So the way to do that is to offer the best info that we can have as quick as possible in the fastest possible manner, and give them an opportunity. Like when I see Divi at 6.5 cents, a lot of you got a text message from me saying, "Hey guys, I think it's a good time to buy." And this was just a week ago. So I think any of you who listen to me are probably pretty happy, since I wasn't giving advice. You just copied what I did, and I think you did well. But Divi's not going anywhere. Crypto's not going anywhere. Visa is going down. I'm
Yeah.
putting Visa out of business.
Yeah. So I had John's question up. Wasn't fair because that wasn't really what we were talking about. So John's question back
Yeah,
in.
sorry, I got off on a tangent. That guy was a
No.
fool.
So this is about Cardano, and I'm gonna roll this into a general altcoin viewpoint. Right now, a lot of altcoins are down 50%. They're basically down. They've come up and they trickle down 50%. That puts them in the buy range. When coins retrace 50%, that's typically a buy range. Some coins are spiking up out off of that, as Divi is now, because of positivity that's in the marketplace. But some coins, they're not there yet. Like I was even looking at Adam. Adam looked really good. Zill looks really good at around 8.5 cents. I think if you look at it, it was 22 and now it's at 8.5. There's nothing that changed about the project except the GZIL did go away. But let's just forget that GZIL ever existed. Would you like a product that earns 15% staking for 8.5 cents that has the potential to double, to not even be at its all-time high? I would say yes. Not financial advice, but I think it's a reasonable outlook. And a lot of projects that offer staking and offer returns that are on 50% sale. This is, I talked about it the other day on another video, which was that, Cyber Monday, everything's on sale. Look for sales. When you have the money, look for sales.
And then even speaking more further about Cardano, after the Mary hard fork, after the Alonso hard fork and Goguen, you guys are talking about some really huge leaps and leaps forward in the smart contract capability, and their infrastructure is huge. Cardano is not a small player in this crypto world. Cardano is a very huge player that I believe is very underrated. And I think it's got some significant potential, especially where it's at today. What is it, run 150, 160, right around there? I mean, Cardano, yes, it doesn't earn ridiculous amounts. Even in Exodus, you can earn 6%, but 6% on your Cardano, if Cardano goes to what I think it's going to go to, it's just about holding Cardano as a portion of your assets. That's why it's part of our altcoin portfolio in Viva, because we know it's going to go.
That's right. That's right. And like these quality projects in the top 50 that are all, like, some of them are on sale. You're looking for good times to get in. You have to find a good product, and then you're looking for the right time to get in. And that's, I don't even know when I talked about that, but that's really what you're doing, because whenever I talked about it when DiviDaddy, when you and I got in that particular coin, which I'm not talking about. I guess we could talk about it, right? The project that we bought in for about under 6 cents.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, it wasn't financial advice. It was nothing that we were like staking all of our money into. It was just more of what we expect to do with you guys as crypto confidentials. Here's a coin we heard about. We looked at it. We thought it would be fun, and we did it.
And we were looking for, like, when we heard about it, it was about 12 cents. But I looked at the charts and I said, maybe it's not the right time to get in. And DiviDaddy and I agree that between 5 and 6 cents would be a perfect spot to get in, and that's where we got in. So now it's over 20. So when it gets to 24 cents, we will have quadrupled our money versus only doubling it if we bought at 12. So you got to look for those sales, and things like Matic, Zill, Cardano, they're on sale, and that's what you're looking at, because people that bought when the price was double are going to be hoping to get back up to that point so they can double their money, and you're going to quadruple it. So that's what you need to look for.
Yeah, and people always want to know, is it a right time to buy Cardano? Is it the right time to buy Divi? Is it the right time to buy this? You want to know? Yeah, that's wonderful. Every one of you guys can know except for Bill. Bill is the only one who can't know. Okay, so all of you will know exactly what we think the right price to buy in at, and why we're buying this, and what our targets are. All of you will get it except for Bill.
All right, this one's for you.
Oh, would you believe me that my wife told me where to buy them? I'll get you the link. Jess, I will get you the link. I've got a few here. If you let me know, you know how to get a hold of me, Jess. Just send me your size. I'll take care of you. I'll bring one to Texas for you if you're going to be there.
There we go. And one of those is mine behind his shoulder. So all of us are going to look super fly as Divi people in Texas in January. So
This cost me like, well, it was like some hundreds of Divi. Now it's like less. It's less Divi to buy these Divi hoodies, guys. It's on sale.
Yes, yeah, and I will say that but for those who don't know, we will be at the Bitcoin Ben event in mid-January. We will be there. There will be similar to what we did last time. There will be an event that we kind of co-host one evening. This is again as a thank you to people where we talk more about crypto confidential. So there's going to be a lot going on in January. Lots going on. Let's see if we got any more questions here. Dollar's dead. I agree. Let's see. Catching up on questions.
We got Bitcoin Trini on here. We got Bitcoin Trini. What's up, brother? I love that guy. Him and his family. What a great family. Those little girls, they've got my heart, man. Gosh, they got my heart. Whew.
Good Lord. So there's a lot of questions. Well, there's a lot of comments, but I'm looking for a question. All right. I saw the whole thing with Bill.
Will you explain level 1 and level 2 cryptocurrencies? It's by Joanna. I don't really know what that means.
So I think she means layers.
I mean layer 1?
Layer 1 and layer 2. So you want to give it a shot?
Are you good?
All right. So layer 1 is basically anything with a blockchain. So you're running on layer 1. So Ethereum or Bitcoin. Things that run on top of the blockchain is layer 2. That would be the Lightning Network for Bitcoin, or that would be like Matic or Loopring for
Ethereum. ERC20 token.
Yes.
From this part runs on an Ethereum blockchain.
Correct. So I think Loopring and Matic, with the way that they aggregate transactions, is more of a true layer 2 because they can dump stuff down to layer 1. That's what the Lightning Network does too. To try to minimize fees and impact to layer 1, they aggregate on layer 2 and then dump that stuff down every so often to layer 1.
So like, for example, in a Lightning node, a Lightning Network node will allow you to run faster transactions, so more transactions per minute at a cheaper rate. Then it aggregates that into the blockchain for Bitcoin. So every 10 minutes, it reconciles with the layer 1 blockchain, even though everything that happened in layer 2 is totally legit.
Perfect. Okay. So we have about 5 to 10 minutes left, and this has been, so I want to thank you, Patrick, DiviDaddy, for joining me with this. And obviously, I got to say thank you to everybody as well. And I've been saying it all month. It's December now. I can't believe, I mean, DiviDaddy and I have been friends for what seems like a long time here, but we only pseudo met in January, and we didn't actually meet until Lodi. Was that April or May?
Yeah, we were at Derwin Logan's event, Open Minded Bitcoin in Lodi. That's correct. That's the first time we met.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, and we've been working like it's true. I mean, you meet the community, and we just resonated so well. We talk almost on a daily basis, maybe more on crypto and other things. And his lovely wife and his new son, who was born in April, which I remember because we weren't sure if he was going to make the April event because of the timing of when Grayson was going to arrive. But his lovely bride and Grayson are going to be in Texas at the event. So we're looking forward to that. I think that's Grayson's first night out, really, away from home.
No, I took him to Mexico.
Oh, okay. Well, sure. Okay.
International, baby. We international with this baby.
All right. Well, I think we got one more question here. Maybe I see John has one too. So we'll get to those. Will layer 2 reduce the ETH and gas fees? Yes, that's the point. Loopring, and go watch back my video I released a week or two ago on Loopring, which I refreshed. They actually have a decentralized exchange and they aggregate transactions. So let's say Ethereum costs $100 to write a transaction. They'll put 100 transactions together and reduce that fee from $100 per transaction down to $1. And they'll probably add a little fee for themselves, but that's how they make money. They save you money. So everybody wins in that solution. That's what a lot of projects are doing. Now, I did see that our friend Vitalik Buterin is proposing yet another proposal to Ethereum to try to make the blocks larger, to try to reduce the transaction fees, which is, I think, just another finger in the dike to try and stop the dam from bursting for Ethereum, because 2.0 is, I don't know if it's ever going to get here, but that we'll see what happens. But that's part of the reason why
the project is about, right? They want to make it either faster or cheaper.
Yes. So Solana's faster, but they consider it too centralized. Cardano and Polkadot are potential Ethereum killers, but one of the best statements I've heard is that Ethereum is the Ethereum killer because they're never going to get to 2.0. So to place your bets, let's see if that's going to happen or not. But Ethereum is a utility token because we have to use it in order to transact with ERC20 coins or move things out of wallets. It's not really a great coin to own. The price appreciation is because of need, not because it's doing anything great anymore. It's just, it was the first one. There were smart contracts. First one, there was a platform for others to build on. But now we have a whole lot of other projects that are now mature and surpassing the capabilities of Ethereum. We just we don't have the projects on them yet. So we'll see how it all plays out. Next, let's see, a couple more questions. So John has a question. Do you still believe, like in former cycles, that we see an upcoming culminating parabolic move up for Bitcoin and then for alt? And if so, when might those still happen? Well, I will say that timing is the hardest thing to predict. No question, because timelines can move out, they can move in. We just don't. Look what Divi, we had no idea when it was going to moon, and now it seems to be now. Theta took 3 years and it did it, but we don't know when those parabolic moves are going to happen. Historically speaking, it tends to happen 18 to 24 months after the halvening, and that's about where we're at now. And this seems to be Q4, seems to be the right time that typically happens. We will see how it plays out. Plus, it's a different dynamic.
At 16 cents.
It's a different dynamic today than it was in 2017 because we have more institutional money coming in. We have more mature products. We have more adoption. Bitcoin, we have crypto.com stadiums coming out. So it's much more mainstream, and people are realizing not only do you need to get into Bitcoin, but there's only so much of it. So I still have conversations. I actually encountered someone today, like they asked me what Bitcoin was, but it happens less and less. The more I wear these shirts out there, let me hide this comment. The more I wear these shirts around town, it's like, oh, Bitcoin. They start talking to me about it. They already know about it. Not like they don't need to. There's the learning curve is reducing because there's a lot of people that understand it's out there right now.
Yeah. And I would just like to say, if I get to say one last comment, Mr. Scholes, my daughter, is going to be releasing a crypto kids club. If you'd like to join that, I think that'd be more your fit.
Yes. Yes. And if you haven't seen my video with DiviDaddy's children, go back and find that one too. I'm not sure what the title was of it, but it shouldn't be too. If you go to my channel,
it was after my daughter recovered the Theta. That was the video.
Type in the word Divi for the search, and it'll pop up. I was doing that today because I was looking for Divi videos to share with you.
The best free advice I can give back to Mr. Scholes is, I'm not going to sell you this, but listen to my daughter. She's 10. She'll help you out.
All right, so I'm gonna wrap up with that nicely here. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. We had 24 people here. That's fantastic. That's a good number for us. I will be doing these every week for my Patreons for the rest of the year. That's typically how we do. I do one free one a month, and then it's for my Patreon subscribers. This is just an idea of what you can see. But I've also given glimpses before of like I can track coins in real time, and I just subscribe to TradingView, so I got even more stuff to play with. But we can talk about, you bring me a project, bring me a coin, we can talk about it in real time. And that's like, you come to my AMAs and it's a very intimate setting. There's typically 10 to 15 people, but it's growing. But I try to give everybody a shot to ask at least one question. And if I don't get to it, you can leave a message on my Patreon. That's the first place I go every day to talk to people because time is valuable. And it's really, I have to make a video almost every day. I have to answer calls, talk to clients, and I have to I have to work on my interrelationships with my Patreons and make sure that everybody's happy. So I try to leverage my time as best as possible, but my Patreon people come first. And I know it's $20 a month, but hey, come on. You're getting a lot of information here, and wait till you see what Crypto Confidential is going to be like. You're going to be impressed. So I want to thank everybody for stopping by. I want to thank my special guest DiviDaddy and his colorful, beautiful sweatshirt. And I'll be looking forward to wearing mine in January. And I want to thank you all. And for now, I just want to say, follow the leader. See you next time.